Okay, last new lesson of the unit here. Solve the equation, round your answers to the nearest hundredth. Now, you have 6 times the parentheses x minus 4, and then outside the x minus 4 we have the second power equals 42. So the x is to the second power, so there are 2 answers here. But we have a parentheses. We don't really know what we have for x until we kind of get rid of the parentheses. Now you're like, okay, we'll just distribute. No, you won't, because of this power here outside the parentheses. If the entire parentheses is to a power, then the distribution is blocked. So I'm going to write the word blocked right there. So, okay, how do you get rid of the parentheses? Well, what we're going to do is circle it. Bear with me here. And you're going to replace this with the letter H, capital H. So we're going to rewrite the equation 6 times H to the second power equals 42. Okay, now, when you do that, you need to make a table over here, and you're going to put that x minus 4. You'll bring that back in, but you're going to bring it in twice. Whatever the h is equal to. H is equal to the expression x minus 4. Okay, so let's find what the x minus 4 equals, and that's simply just solving for the h. So we use linear properties right here. Linear prop, and then a square root after it. So you don't have to add or subtract on this one. You just divide by 6, and that's 7. H to the second power equals 7. Then to delete the second power, you make a square root on the other side. Now remember, that could be positive or negative. Okay, so go second square root, and then 7, and then 2.65. Or if you go 64, not a problem. But those aren't your answers for x. That's your answers for h. To find your answers for x, you bring in the 2.65 there, and then negative 2.65 there. See, it's positive and negative. Okay, then you just add 4, and x would be 6.65. Then you add 4, and negative 2.65 plus 4 is going to give me 1.35. Okay, my next problem. Quantity x minus 3 to the second power equals 5. So there are 2 answers. Okay. Alright, so again, you can't get with this second power that's right here, the distribution's blocked, so you're not going to be able to put a 1. You can put a 1 in front of it if you want, okay? Or you know that when you have the second power here, the distribution's blocked. And then to get rid of it, just replace it with h. So we're going to have h, we're not going to have it multiplied by anything because that operation's not there, to the second equals 5. Now remember, you need to make this so you remember it. You are bringing back the x minus 3 after we solve for the h, because h is what x minus 3 actually is. So you're just using your square root. The square root of the number 5, it's an irrational square root. 2.24 could be positive or negative. Okay, so plus 3 plus 3. So 2.24 plus 3 is 5.24. That's negative. Now I take negative 2.24 plus 3, 0.76. Okay, and those are your answers. Okay, next problem. 4, again, your x is to the second, so you know there's 2 answers, but you have that parentheses here, so you don't really know what kind of you're not going to really decide your properties. You can't distribute with that 2 there, okay? With that second power there, that blocks the distribution. So blocked, so it means you can't go like this. So just replace your parentheses with an h variable. So you got h, it's going to be times 4 in the front. It's going to be to a second power. Don't forget the second power. That's why you have to bring this in. Minus 2 equals 38. Okay. So you bring in your x plus 2. We'll come back into the problem over here after I solve for the h. So again, I apply linear properties followed by a square root. So we got times. You want to highlight the times. You need to add 2 first, and that would take you to 40. So 4 times h to the second power equals 40. And then divide by your 4. That takes you to 10. So h to the second power equals 10. Then apply the square root. Now remember, when I square root, that could be of the positive or the negative. Then I find the square root of the number 10, which is 3.16. So 3.16 or negative 3.16. Minus 2, that's going to be 1.16. Then minus 2, negative 3.16 minus 2 is negative 5.16. Okay, now be careful when doing this assignment because there is no second power, so there's just one answer. Now, if there's no second power, I go ahead and distribute, okay? 4 times x, 4 times negative 3, okay, equals 36. So now we're not blocked. So 4 times x is 4x, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, okay? You do it just like before. And now you just solve it using linear properties, okay? But you don't do the square root, linear prop. No square root, though. Okay, so we got times and minus, so plus 12, and that's 48. Divide by 4, 48 divided by 4 is 12. Okay, so you got to be careful. The second power is not always there. Okay, next problem. 3 times the x minus 4 to the power of 2 equals 18. So the power of 2 is, x is to the power of 2, so there's 2 answers. So the parentheses needs to go, okay? But again, the second power is there, so then the distribution is blocked. You cannot distribute the 3 to the x and the 3 to the negative 4 with that 2 power there. So you go back to your h, okay? So I'm going to have h multiplied by 3. It's going to be h to the second. Second drops down with the h equals 18. Okay, so you're going to bring back your x minus 4 over here on both sides because when we square root, that's going to be the positive and the negative. So you use linear properties followed by your square root. Okay, so you divide by 3. Equals 6, and I find the square root of the number 6, so that could be positive or negative. So I go second, and then 6, 2.45, and then negative 2.45. Okay, so plus 4, that takes me to 6.45. Then plus 4, negative 2.45 plus 4 is going to be 1.55. Okay, next one, 5 times. Again, x is going to have 2 answers. We can see that because we have x to the second. Now you can't see if there's x to anything else because there's a parentheses there. So that's why I'm not going to put factoring properties or linear properties because we really don't know. But we know that the distribution is going to be blocked. Okay. So I replace the quantity of x plus 6 with just a capital H. So 5 times capital H, remember that is to the second, that variable is, minus 3 equals 32. Okay, so we're going to bring back the x plus 6 over here. And we'd use linear properties followed by the square root. Remember, linear properties means get the variable by itself. So get rid of your minus 3 with plus 3. It's 35. Then divide by 5. That's 7. I find the square root of the value 7. Could be positive or negative. So I go second square root 7. I get 2.65. So I could have 2.65 or I could have negative 2.65. So minus 6 minus 6. So I take 2.65 minus 6. I get negative 3.35. Minus 6 minus 6. Negative 2.65 minus 6 is negative 8.65. On the last page, there's a 2 power up there. You just can't see it because the copy cut it off. So you know that when you look at that right away, there's 2 answers, but now we're dealing with the parentheses. So again, 2 times x minus 4, but with the second power, you can't distribute. The distribution is blocked, so you replace x minus 4 with h. So you have h multiplied by 2, and then the second power equals 18. So you're going to bring back your x minus 4 over here. And then you solve this using linear properties. You divide by 2, and h to the second then is equal to 9. And then 9 is actually a perfect square root. Okay, the square root of 9 is 3. So it could be positive or negative 3. So I put 3 and negative 3. So plus 4, x equals 7. Negative 3 plus 4 is 1. 7 and 1. Okay, next problem. Now, there's no second power, so there's only one answer for x. So, now the distribution's not blocked, so I need to do the distribution here. Okay, 5 times x, 5 times negative 2. So it's 5x, there is no block, negative 10. So you got 32 on that side, and over here you got 5x minus 10, and you drop down your minus 6. Now, you're just applying linear properties in. So your x is multiplied by 5. Now you got these 2 things over here we're going to get rid of at the same time. You can get rid of them separately, or you can combine them and then get rid of it. It's up to you. Okay, you could go negative 10 plus negative 6. Okay, or you can just get rid of them one at a time. So plus 6 to the 32, and then plus 10 to that other stuff. Or you could combine these into negative 16 and then add 16. Either way works. Okay, so it's going to be 38, it's going to be 48. Then divide by 5. And 48 divided by 5 is going to be 9.6.